Okay, so today's task, we are gonna try to get our trolling motor, quick release bracket and plug all set up on our airboat so we can start switching it from our regular boat to the airboat. So we ordered another one of the Minn Kota plugs. It's just a heavier dutier plug, nice good connecting points, a good seal on it so it keeps it from getting corroded. All around great. It's an expensive product. I think it's in around $100, but I love it. I haven't had a problem with it yet. All the other plugs I've used, nothing but issues. Then we got the quick release bracket. This is just the center puck. I ordered just the puck so I can switch it from boat to boat. So we went and picked up some hardware from our local hardware store, and we're gonna see about probably going right here somewhere off this front side because we have our power supply lines are gonna be here. So we're gonna get our gig rail set up, mount our gig rail back on. We're gonna find out where this trolling motor is gonna fit right, and then we'll open this up and figure out where our plug is gonna be, which should be somewhere right here, I'm thinking. And we're gonna go from there, so stay tuned. Let's see how this goes. All right, so as you see, get this opened up. Got some directions here. Nobody ever uses those. This is our cap plug. Here's one of the bracket pieces. Here's for the power cords when you do your connection on them. Let's see what we got here. The rest of this stuff. All right. So here's all our connection stuff for our power. Here's the plugs. This is going to be the female end of it, and this is going to be the male end of it. All we're going to need is this female end. This male piece can be, if we get another trolling motor, we'll have that. But this is going to be the piece we're using today. So this hardware here. And we just need to figure out where is going to be a good mounting location for this all to go. So once we get this up here, we'll figure out which way we're laying this. We'll have to put a hole in here. This is the exciting part about the day. We may not want to drill into this right away, but this is part of it. All right, so we got everything laid out that we need. Our puck, our plugs, all that stuff. We're gonna work on getting the trolling motor mounted first. So we took our puck and we got it laid up here. We got center marks. So we have our center in position here, and then we have our setback piece that we need here for our distance. So our trolling motor will clear when it is deployed. So they gave us measurements when we first purchased this bracket kit. So I went off of our old setup because I believe it was 1 inch that we had here from our center point over for the reveal to give enough room for when the motor's deployed so it doesn't hit the face of the boat. So we took our numbers off of that for our setback, and we came back and we put 1 inch. So now we have our marks centered in. We have our center marks so the puck is centered side to side in the width of it. And we're gonna go ahead and set that in place. We got a drill bit the same size as the holes and for our hardware, and we're gonna go ahead and put a couple test marks so we have pilots, and then we'll pull the puck out of the way, finish drilling through, and then we'll be able to mount it. So it looks good. Okay, so we're gonna just put a little pressure on that to hold it from moving. We're just putting a couple little dimple marks in the paint. So remove that. Now you can see we got our couple marks here where our holes are gonna go. So now we're gonna drill into a brand new airboat and feel good about it. No going back now, guys. All right, so there, that's one hole. We did check before we drilled to make sure there's nothing underneath that's gonna affect it. We're gonna go ahead and blow this off. We use a vacuum, get it cleaned off, and do the process 3 more times. Got our holes piloted. We're ready to go. We're gonna grab our plate. Okay, we're gonna set that in place. Grab our hardware. We're gonna drop these in. All right, so we took and we got our bracket mounted. We used some of our rubber bushings to kind of give it the razor because of this lip here, so it'll sit right so we can get the trolling motor on and mounted. So we're gonna do that now and see how it goes. Looks like it's gonna mount perfect. Only thing is the way we have our bracket mounted on our trolling motor for the quick release to slide in and out, the handrail will be in the way, but we're gonna have this only on, I think, just for gigging trips, maybe fishing, I don't know. But if we turn this bracket around or move this pin on the other side, the problem is on this boat, it'll be in the way here to get the thing in and out. So we may have to change something around on one boat or the other to make this work, but it'll be all right. We'll make it work for now and go from there. Okay, so now we got our trolling motor mounted where it's gonna be. We need to figure out what we're gonna do for our power plug situation. So here's our supply leads. They'll reach about to here. I'm thinking because our existing male plug for the other boat is short, not too long, I'm thinking with what we have for the female piece, we can put it over in the center by the light, so then it's not somewhere in the way, because when we're not using it, we want it to be kind of out of the way, where a puck is over here out of the way. So I'm thinking we'll put the plug here by the light system somewhere, and that way when our trolling motor's hooked up, the lead for it's not hanging around flopping in the way. That should work there. All right, so we got the puck mounted. We got our layout for where we're gonna put our electrical plug now, and we got our hole saw bit on our drill, and we're gonna go ahead and make another cut in our brand new boat. This is horrible, but it's gotta happen, so let's get it done. Oh, here we go. That's it right there. Oh. There's nothing worse than cutting into a brand new boat. Oh. But there we go, we'll get it cleaned up. Right. Perfect, covers up nicely. Drop our plug in. All right, there we go. Our plug's mounted on, bracket's mounted on, trolling motor can go on. We're just gonna get this wired up underneath here and get that cleaned up, and we'll be set to go. All right, so as you can see, we got our leads. We took and stripped them down, and we got the butt connector pieces that come on it. It also comes with caps to put on the wires so they're not separating and kind of getting loose connection to keep them tight. So when you crimp it down with the Allen key, and it holds it in. But they give you the heat shrink to slide over the wires before you put that on and connect everything. And after you get these on, get them all tightened up, and you get your heat shrink over and get it melted down, then you got to make sure you slide this cover on that they supply you before you do all that, because you'll never get it on there, of course. But you slide that on first, and then that'll slide down over all this, and it dresses this up, and it'll look nice and neat once you're done. So I'll show you at the finish. All right, so now you can see we got the wires all sealed up. We got the heat shrink on them. Our butt connectors are on and tightened up. Everything's good. Now we're gonna take and slide their little cover piece over. All right, guys, this is the finished product. Once it's in place there, I'm gonna tuck this up under here nice and neat, fasten it out of the way. But here's the plug. Here's their cover that they supply when you're not using it. And you just simply unscrew that, and it hangs to the side. You put your power plug on for your trolling motor, and that's it. So I love this plug over everybody else's that I found so far. It's real durable. It's sealed really well, has a good O-ring system, and I put some electrical grease in there as well, just to help for connection purposes. Being around salt water is the worst thing environment-wise, but everything's great. These connections are great. I haven't had an issue on the other boat, so we're doing it with this one. It makes it nice, quick, and easy removal and install, and we're gonna go ahead and tuck these up, and that's it. We're ready to go. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully it helps you. This is what it looks like with the finished product. There's our quick release bracket for our trolling motor, and we have our wiring wrapped up underneath, and there's our plug. So we'll have the motor sitting across here, and here's our plug, keeps it out of the way, so you kind of have some room here to move, and then that keeps this side open, but it has its cap to seal it, and Minn Kota is probably the best plug you guys want to go with out here right now. But these quick release brackets are awesome, so we can pull it from this boat, switch it back over to this boat, and same thing, we have that puck here for this. We have our quick release plug here. I don't have the cap on it right now, but that's it. And it'll make it quick and easy to bounce it back and forth from one boat to the other. And mainly we're gonna be using it for gigging on this boat. So that's what we're looking forward to, getting this set up and having our lighting, which we're going to pick up today probably. And then we'll show you that and get that all wrapped up. But thanks guys.
Where's she at?